Technical guys, can you go? Okay, colleagues, while you're still sorting out, we're running out of time, unfortunately. We need to proceed. We just want to give opportunity to our Principal Minister Dlamini Zuma with us, Her Excellency Benita Diop, the Special Envoy on Women, Peace and Security in African Union. And then we've got Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, African Women Leadership Network Patron, just for them to give us remarks about the conference, the third men's conference that focuses on positive masculinity to end violence against women and girls. We will give them an opportunity to give us remarks. Right after that, we're going to only take 2 rounds of questions due to limited time that we have, colleagues.
Just start with questions.
Okay.
Because we don't have time.
All right, we'll take questions, colleagues, right away, following the presentations that came from the conference. If there's any questions that will come from them, so that we afford them opportunity to go further engage on the conference. Minister, Her Excellency, amongst ourselves, we've got SABC, we've got Nigerian television, we've got Newsroom Africa, we've got ENCA with us, and other media practitioners. If those who are available here are able to just throw questions right away, and then we'll be able to facilitate the discussion. My name is Kesha Selala from the Department of Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities. Thank you very much. You will introduce yourself and the media house that you are representing. Any hands?
Hi, good day. It's Kylie Kumalo here from SABC News. I just want to hear from the key speakers here. What's going to be the end goal for this gathering over the next 2 days? What are they hoping to see, especially because we know that gender-based violence is a very huge problem. It's a global phenomenon with very serious implications. And just in terms of the AU Convention on Ending Violence Against Women and Girls, what can the member states do in terms of their respective countries, in terms of galvanizing support for it to be put into action? Thank you.
Next.
Buleli Treaty Jones, ENCA. I just wanted to also get a bit of a clarity around the practicality of the AU convention as well. I mean, it's one thing for us to gather here and have the conference, but another for us to implement. For example, just clarity around the short-term and long-term goals as well. What is it we want to achieve when fighting the scourge against gender-based violence and femicide, not only in the continent, but how are you willing to sell this idea globally as well, as this is a pandemic, of course, women and children endure on a daily basis? Thank you.
Junior Kumalo from Newsroom Africa. Just to build on my colleague's question, on practicality, this is the third men's conference. Has there been any significant change from the past 2 conferences that we have had, especially to Ms. Dlamini Zuma, just to find out, especially South Africa itself? We had the states from the police minister saying that about 880 women have been killed and almost 300 children have been killed within a 3-month period. So is there any practical change that you have observed yourself? Thank you.
We will take the first three questions, colleagues. If we can maybe start with Minister Dlamini Zuma, and then we'll then follow in that order.
Well, thank you very much. It is true that in South Africa, the violence against women and girls is very high. But that does not mean we should then give up. It means we must fight even more against this scourge. If I were to say what I wish for, I wish every single man can make a personal commitment that they will not abuse women, that they will join the fight against violence against women and girls. They will be part of preventing violence against women and girls. Every single man, if every single man were to make that commitment and then take that commitment to their homes and say, in this home, there will be no violence against women and girls, and take it to their community, then we can say we are fighting. Take it to their workplace, because it happens also at the workplace. Take it to church for those who are religious leaders and are religious. Take it to the traditional villages. Take it to the institutions of higher learning. Take it everywhere and say, here, there shall be no violence against women and girls. The conferences are good to share ideas, to galvanize society, but at the end of the day, there must be commitment from us all. But also parents must make a commitment that they will raise boys and girls in a way that they respect each other, they protect each other, not that boys can just bully girls. And if parents can make a commitment that when two people get married, they will not say to the bride, you must persevere no matter what happens. They must not say you mustn't talk about difficulties, because when they say that, then a person gets beaten up. First it's a clap, second it's a fist, the next thing it's a knife, and they die. So all of us must change our mindset about how we look at women. But also, we must ensure that girls are educated and skilled so that they can get jobs or create jobs, so that they can participate fully in the economy. They must be in the STEM, they must be scientists, they must be lawyers, they must be judges, they must be in every area of human endeavor and participate fully. Because it is an irony that women ensure the continuation of the human race. They create society, and suddenly society excludes them from everything. That's very ironical. So for me, those are the practical things that I would like to see happen in families, individuals, at work, at school, everywhere. Thank you.
Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf.
Okay. I see the purpose of this meeting is to first recognize the work of the African Union through the Special Envoy that has created the African Women Leaders Network. And that network has been working on the Convention for the Protection of Women and Girls. This meeting is the third of a meeting called Positive Masculinity that aims to get a convention passed by the leadership of the African Union so that it becomes an effective instrument, a declaration by our leaders that women are to be protected in society for all the reasons that our chair has mentioned. But that is not enough, for we have had many protocols and many conventions and many meetings and many statements. Once we get a convention, it needs to be domesticated. Domesticated through the laws and the policies of countries themselves with sufficient detail that there will be implementation, and when implementation is not there, there can be effective action, about those who do not carry it out, punishment. And so we hope that our first step will be achieved after this meeting, getting the convention passed, and then we'll continue to work on getting the different laws and policies established in our different countries. And finally, for me, once women get that protection through our laws and policies, they are then free to pursue their own goals, their own professional goals, their political goals, and that's an area we also, AWLN, continue to work on, promoting women to higher leadership of position in all aspects of society, every area of society, because it's those women that will ensure that the laws are made, that women are protected, and that women are free to achieve their goals.
Her Excellency Benita Diop.
Thank you so much. What we need to recognize after hearing our two leaders, you realize that there is a African women's movement, and that is driven by African problems, certainly African solution, but women are looking at issues that affect us. And I think violence against women we have seen in Africa, but it's not an African issue. It's a global issue. But Africa take the lead to say we wanted to tackle it, but it came from this women's movement who say that enough is enough, and it's not coming from anywhere except within Africa, that we found that this is a problem. In my mandate as special envoy of AU, when I go to countries that are in conflict, I was in DRC recently at the East Congo, you see more than violence at home. It's body of the women have been misused in the battlefield. I found a lot of babies, as you know, that came out of the abuse that have been done, and the majority are done by men. So that's the extremes, but we know that we know at home, as it has been said by our leaders, but we need to move it to action. And the role of the African Union, as African Union and the Commission in particular, is to facilitate from this voice of the women's movement to say that what can be done. And the Nobel Peace Prize have said it, Mama Ellen, that yes, we need a convention. And thus we are working on facilitating the drafting, adoption, implementation, and accountability of that convention. But we are getting some milestone because we have head of state that are committed. And we talk about just here in South Africa, but also DRC and others that have get into, and Senegal, into this process. And Minister Zuma said we need each men to take this leadership and to say I'm the advocate, I'm going to be the main champion in my house, at the corner, everywhere. So the African Union is facilitating this process under the leadership of Musa Faki Mohammed. And today we are here to make sure that in the next step, the head of state will adopt a convention. So in the path of drafting that convention and continuing to share experiences that we know that Comor is here. We were in Comor last month, and we reviewed the system they have. It's a matriarchal system. Of course, patriarchal system have so many gaps. Matriarchal also have gaps. How do we make sure that we review those African systems that are there, dismantle those that are negative, harmful to the women, but making sure that we have the right law, the right convention that address our issues here in Africa. And why not share it with the world? We have been showing every time that we, the African, we know our problem, we find solution. We need partners, of course. We don't deny that. There is a strong partnership that is needed, but we show the world that we are taking action and bold action. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, colleagues and our principals. Because of limited time, colleagues, we'll only take these 3 questions. Tomorrow is still another day. We'll further engage with the principals going forward. Thank you so much. We can release our principals to further engage in the conference. Thanks, Minister.
Yes.